Hello and welcome to another edition of Stockwatch. So as we get into the trading week, we see that the earnings season is the gift that keeps on giving, it seems, for a lot of the big players in the American stock market. So Coca-Cola, for example, has seen some light at the end of its COVID-19 pandemic recovery after it showed a good first quarter earnings release yesterday. And they've stated that global volume in March was back to pre-pandemic levels and actually back to levels dating back to 2019. And this is paced by people continuing to consume more food and drink beverages at home during the pandemic period. But the company did warn, however, that the recovery from the worst of the pandemic remains disruptive around the world, and sales weakness continued to be felt in off-premises stores. So basically in places like sporting halls, or maybe even other places like cinemas that you can buy Coca-Cola, this excuse me, these sales were felt very, very harshly on the downside. So like the operating volume was $9 billion versus $8.56 billion. So that's quite a significant upturn for Coca-Cola. So we'll just see if that's going to really play out for the rest of not only Q2 but 2021 as well. And also IBM had a day to remember yesterday, as they reported its biggest revenue gain in 11 quarters, driven by demand for cloud services. Obviously more people working from home, and the effect of that seems to be continuing throughout 2021, where a lot of companies and businesses are actually keeping their staff at home. So sales increased by 1% to $17.7 billion in the last 3 months, and that beat the estimates of analysts forecasted at $17.3 billion. So their CEO is confident that IBM will deliver revenue growth in the second quarter and also the rest of the year, and they will exit 2021 in a better position than they entered it. So that's probably the rhetoric from a lot of companies, that they want to exit 2021 in a better shape that they entered it, and hopefully excuse me, the pandemic won't really put a halt to that in the near term. So the last time I looked at Coca-Cola, I was looking at a nice ascending channel that it was, it actually fell out of in the first quarter, well, the first month of 2021. And now, as you can see, if I just extend this just to the upside, just keeping these prices in check, as you can see, we started here, we've kind of fallen out here, we've tested it again here, now it's plummeted outside, but now we're testing the lower channel once more. So you have to think that the bias is firmly on the upside. We've had a bit of a divergence on the RSI here, so we're just waiting to see if this is actually going to really take effect in the near term, let's say, because we're seeing a bit of momentum to the upside at the moment. I'll just zoom in on the areas of interest like I usually do with the assistance of the Ichimoku cloud. So we're trading very far away from the cloud, and as you can see, I'm expecting that if prices punch at this channel, then these recent peaks will be a nice resistance. If I just extend the line there, so we're looking at about the $55 range in the near term at least. And then we can see if prices are going to start punching above their weight and getting back to probably pre-pandemic levels. Excuse me. So just take a quick look on IBM as well. IBM have been a little bit unpredictable, to be fair. We've seen this kind of hummingbird action trying to get into play. Nothing too much on RSI at the moment. We're just seeing certain peaks and troughs on prices, but as you can see here, I'm just waiting to see if prices are going to start pushing back upwards. We've had this kind of peak here like we did here, and now we're just going to see if prices start shooting further up to the towards the upside. I'll just bring it out a little bit just to see the areas of interest. As I can say here, both Kijun and Tenkan lines for the Ichimoku indicator are just hanging on to candlesticks. I'll just bring it down to intraday, which is the 4-hour chart. And as you can see here, we're just hovering above the Ichimoku cloud. Very, very nice convergences here and testing limits as well. So, if we can not get sucked down again into engulfment, this is intraday, by the way, I'll expect prices to start pushing higher, and then we'll see if we've got any kind of resistance at the previous peaks that we saw, roughly about the $137, $138 area. And this would be a very, very significant, for myself, a very, very significant entry level for the buy side at least. So this is just something to look out for in the next few trading sessions as we get into the trading week. Also, just keep a lookout for the earnings report. There are many earnings calendars on the internet to keep you up to date, so you're not missing out on anything. And this will, so you're not really stumbling on your trades, and you know where the best entry and exit points are for a lot of the stocks that are coming out. So that's all from the Stock Watch today. Thank you very much for joining me. If you have any comments or queries, please feel free to add them to the post, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Have a great trading day ahead, and bye for now.